Hello, hello. How are we doing, everyone?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Man, Scott, I'm still on a cruise. I after taking off last week and going on that cruise, I'm coming back. I'm all out of sync.
I bet you're still wobbling. You still get your sea legs.
No, that was never a problem. It was just trying to get back into used to doing things, especially YouTube things.
I feel that.
So how was your holiday, Scott?
My holiday was good. I spent it with a really close friend that I consider second family out here. My family, as some of you know, is on the East Coast. I'm here on the West Coast, so I wasn't able to spend it with them. But hopefully, I'll be able to see them in a few months. But I spent it with a really good friend, Bill.
And we're going to have a mission today. Everybody that's coming into the live, Scott is trying to get his subscribers up. So normally he's too modest of a guy to even ask. But if you have subscribed, or even if you have subscribed to Scott, make sure you go check and make sure the subscription is stuck and subscribe to his channel. We got to get him to 500. That's what we're shooting for right now. He's close. He's in the 400 something. Scott, what do you have now?
421, I think, something like that. 420, 421, something like that. So
we want to get you up there.
We appreciate that. Then I can really do the polls instead of having to ask everyone.
And speaking of polls, we have a poll. Today's poll: have you sailed on MSC before? 1, yes, I have and love it. 2, no, but I want to. 3, I'm curious. 4, I've already sailed once and that was enough.
Ooh.
And right now we are at how many votes? Only 5 votes. So come on, people.
Come on, people.
20%, yes, I have and I loved it. 80%, no, but I want to. And that's the 100%. So let us know.
I even voted. Muted up. I'm learning things.
We are today we're going to be talking about, well, a couple of things. MSC, the ship, the company, the ship that I was just on. Scott, you've never been on MSC, correct?
I have never been on MSC, but I am curious.
This was my first time. And, you know, last week we were talking about it and we did our show. and I told you I just want a little time to think about it. Let me think about it. Let me experience the cruise ship. And I'm still going through emotions with the cruise ship.
Okay.
And we're going to get into it later, a little bit later on, as far as the ship itself.
We are. And, as I was looking at MSC, because obviously when you were on that ship, I was looking at more and more MSC ships and cruises, especially itineraries for 2024. And there are some pretty unique itineraries for MSC. I mean, I'm sure there may be other cruise companies that are going there, but definitely some interesting itineraries we're going to share with everybody too as well.
And I think that's the great thing about MSC, and I hope they don't change. No matter what my opinion is, I hope they don't change, because it was definitely different than like a ship that's normally, we say, based in the States, even though none of them are really based here. But they run their ships a little differently, and I could see how being over in Europe, I wouldn't mind doing a MSC cruise. I think you would get more of the experience, the atmosphere, the music, the culture. I think you would get more out of it on a MSC ship.
Interesting. You mean like flying over there and taking it from
flying over there? No, not leaving out of Miami, New York. Nope. Even though it again wasn't bad, but you can definitely tell that there's a difference in the ships.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now, you were talking about some itineraries. What itineraries did you see with MSC?
Some itineraries. Well, you want to say hi to some people first before we unlock some.
You know what? You good point. See, I'm slipping. I'm falling behind. Let me go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat.
I got no clicking abilities this week.
Let's see comments. Scott McNeil, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Hello, Scott.
Journeys with June and Brady. Hello, welcome in. Yansu, welcome in. Was Yansu vlog now. Destination Fun, thanks for coming in.
Hello, Aunt June.
Cruising is fun anytime. Welcome in, Cheryl. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, Cheryl.
Your booze cruise at Paradise Beach. Loved it. I even saw myself in the video. That's a lot of times what I'm doing. Looking to see if I can see myself. Traveling Check, welcome in.
I love it because you guys are all releasing these videos like simultaneously, all these different channels. So I'm getting to kind of experience them all in the different days. Like you just released on Monday the booze cruise for the costume contest, and then I just saw Cheryl's today. I saw See Me's the other day. So it's kind of cool, kind of seeing them all come out, in the same week, but different channels and different perspectives.
I love seeing how we see things differently and from different angles and the different conversations. And that's what I find so interesting as far as this whole booze cruise thing. Betty J Gathers, welcome in, my friend.
Hey, Betty.
Mike Clock, my partner in crime. He was on the cruise ship with me on the Meraviglia, MSC Meraviglia. Mike Clock is a funny man. Him and his son. His son is just like him, by the way.
Mini Clock.
And go down a little bit. The Z Show, welcome in, Z.
Hey,
Sea Lake Journeys, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Scrolls Nest, welcome in.
Randy.
Clock. Well, Bill, I need another option. Yes, and I will give it another chance, but hopefully it gets better. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, Mike, and I'll talk to you about it. I might have to have you come on my show tomorrow. Scott McNeil. I think I spoke to you already, but welcome in. Hey, Just Scott. Cody, thanks for being here, Just Cody.
Hey, Just Cody, how are you, man? Nice to see you.
Lisa Merca, welcome in.
Hello, Lisa. After traveling.
Tuber Chat, Kevin, welcome in.
Hello, Tuber Chat.
Globees Travels, welcome in.
Welcome in, Globees.
Najuma Brown, welcome in. Thanks for being here.
Najuma.
And if I accidentally skip over your chat, I'm not doing it on purpose. I'm just trying to, so we can go ahead and get into the topic of the conversation. So, don't feel slighted. But if you ask a question, just put like questions or question marks before your question, and we'll make sure we try to get to it.
Helps us see it as the chat's running.
Donis, welcome in.
Hello, Adonis.
Mommy Millionaire. Aiden say, hey, Pop. Hey, Aiden and Ava. Thanks for watching. I'm going to try to get over there maybe this weekend sometime.
Hello, Mommy Millionaire.
And I think I'm down to the bottom.
Ooh,
also, another self-promotion here. Up to the top of the chat, I have something pinned. It's the Meet and I YouTube Awards. They do a yearly YouTube Awards. And to my surprise, I was nominated for Best Solo Cruise Vlog. So if you haven't, please check them out and vote for Warm Strong Adventures for the Best Solo Cruiser if you think I'm the best. And if you've already voted, thank you so much for your vote. I think polling ends December 2nd. So yeah, I'm up against some stiff competition. So we'll see what happens. I have good friends.
I have voted.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And Najuma Brown, question. What is the question? I'm the poll. The question was, am I in the right one? The question is, have you sailed on MSC before? And you have like 4 answers. Yes, I have and loved it. Noah, but I want to. I'm curious. And yes, once. And that was enough for me.
We'll leave that up until the end too as well. And then we'll reveal the answer. Here's
my other son, Terry Osby. Hey, Pop. That's my best friend. Glad he's here. Oh, she's in the poll. Oh, she's in the poll. Well, thank you so much for answering. So we got through the chat. We've done that, all the little work we had to get through. Tell us about some of these. Tell us about some of these cruises that you're looking at, or some itineraries that MSC has.
Yeah, so I was looking, and honestly, particularly the summer of 2024, because I am actually going on Royal Caribbean, I believe, in the fall of 2024. So I was particularly looking at the summer of 2024, and there are some brand new itineraries for MSC that are coming out. Obviously, the Caribbean, so we won't even go there. That's not new, and you kind of went to the Caribbean. But Eastern Mediterranean and the Greek Isles is one that kind of sparked my interest over Greece, Italy, Croatia.
You know what? For me, I'm liking that cruise, and they did a pretty good job on this ship. So I would like to see what they have to offer as far as going to the Greek islands, Mediterranean. Right now, I'm booked on a Holland cruise line, but I would be interested in maybe switching over to just see what they have.
And they also, and I know you've talked about this one too, Iceland and Greenland too as well. They are sailing in the summer of 2024, and that is definitely taken out from Iceland and Greenland too
as well. Together we travel. Will, I believe they went to Greenland, and it looked amazing. And those are kind of the cruises that I'm looking at doing now. I love my Caribbean islands, but I just want to do something different.
And these are a lot longer too. So these were 11, 12, 14, and I think some of them were even 18 days, I believe.
And let me talk to Tay Weezy. Welcome in, Tay Weezy. I appreciate you being here, my friend.
Hey, Tay.
And somebody else. It's a Cruise Life. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. So yeah. They definitely. I'm going to give this little bit of information out about MSC. The Meraviglia was probably the best ship I've ever been on. I mean, again, I've cruised mostly Carnival.
Wow.
But comparing the Meraviglia to the Celebration, I like the Meraviglia.
Wow.
I mean, there's more to it than that, but I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. But the very nice ship, a very nice ship. Did it have some flaws? Yeah, it had a few flaws, but very nice.
Here's another one for you. Italy, in particular, leaving from Italy. I thought that was kind of cool. Embrace the culture and culinary delights of uh, Italy, French towns such as Naples, Italy, Palmero, Sicily, Valencia. That would be, I mean, for me, probably a cruise of a lifetime.
Over in Europe, I haven't cruised from Europe yet, but I've been over there, and because it's so easy to get around, you'd have to actually take an extra week or so just to visit some of the cities that you'll be in. So yeah, I definitely, Mike Clock is talking about doing Ireland. I don't know exactly when, with all these cruises coming up and all these group cruises coming up. So somehow he's going to have to try to work that all in there.
Mm-hmm.
I see It's a Cruise Life. Iceland and Greenland are on our agenda after Alaska. Yeah, that's what I would definitely do.
Yeah. And see, these are also like the kind of cruises that my parents are also looking for too, or looking and booking, to be honest with you. So I think this might be one of the great ways that I can reconnect and cruise again with my parents by going on one of these, Eastern Mediterranean or even Italy. I mean, they've been on many Mediterranean cruises before, so it's nothing new to them. But they definitely like to go back, and they definitely take longer cruises than a 4 or 5 day Caribbean cruise. Like I take 4 or 5 times a year.
Well, you know what? And I think that would be a great cruise for me. And you know what? I just realized I'm getting old, and MSC had a slightly slower pace than Carnival. Not a good thing, not a bad thing, a slower pace. It felt like a slower pace to me. And a European cruise, I feel that would be a slower pace.
Yes.
You know how if you cruise the Caribbean, it's a party. I mean, I'm used to going to the club, staying up all night because I want to party, and then I go lay on the beach all day.
Yep.
If I'm going over to Italy, if I'm going over to Paris, if I'm going to Germany, I'm not going to stay in bed all day. I'm going to go to bed early so I can go get immersed in the culture of those countries. And I think it would be different. And I think at this point in my life, I would really appreciate that. And again, I think MSC does it well. From what I saw from this one, I've been on one, so people don't take my word as gospel. I've been on one cruise on MSC, but I did really appreciate Meraviglia, and the Meraviglia is probably from 2018, 2019. There's the inaugural cruise, World America, I'm booked on, and that's an MSC, and that's 2025, I believe, April 2025, maybe. And I'm really looking forward to the improvements that they've made. So it's going to be it's going to be interesting,
because it's almost sort of kind of that jump up to a luxury, even though MSC isn't by any means a luxury. But I mean, if you look at the European, like we were talking about before, that European style cruising, right? That's kind of what my parents are attracted to. They're going on Celebrity, they're going on Holland, they're going on Princess, and those are ships that, yeah, sure, they do have ships that are going to the Caribbean, but 70% or more of their itineraries are going around Europe, Eastern Mediterranean, Italy, Spain, Barcelona. My parents went to Barcelona a few years ago. I was like, they cruised to Barcelona. So I mean, these are the cruises that definitely would interest my parents. They're kind of interesting me. I just have to make sure that I have enough money to fund this.
Okay, stop making me feel old, because I'm with your parents on this one. So stop making me feel old. But it is. I mean, it's amazing. Matter of fact, you're talking about like the luxury ships. Mm-hmm. Destination Fun, I think they just got off Celebrity Summit. I believe it's Summit, and it looked amazing. And by her talking about it, it makes me want to maybe step my game up a little bit as far as the class of the ship. you know, and again, I don't want to say like low class because I enjoyed all cruises. Carnival, I think, is perfectly fine. MSC, I think, is fine. Princess and Royal and Celebrity, I think they might be a step up. I haven't cruised enough on the other cruise lines to make that as a fact, in my opinion. But looking at Destination Fun's videos, if you haven't checked them out, Destination Fun, make sure you drop your link to your latest video and just check it out. And I think people should start looking at cruising a little bit differently. I wish I would have done it. I wish I would have done it earlier in life. You know, I did all my Carnival cruises and going to the same ports over and over and over and over and over and over again. I wish when I was cruising, I would have done different ports, different cruise lines, just to get an experience of what it's like. And I think a lot of us are starting to do that in our little group. Let me speak to Travel with Josiane. Welcome in. Nancy B, the Scratcher. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, Josiane. Hey, Nancy. You know, and there is one difference too, because my parents always ask, especially on Carnival, you know, like, oh, you have to pay for Wi-Fi, you have to pay for this. You know, once you start to get, I would say above, obviously, MSC, I know this, we're talking about MSC, but Princess and Celebrity and higher than that, they have packages where everything that you need is included in one package. Sure, the cruise may be a little bit more expensive than you're expecting, but you're not getting what I feel nickel and dime for everything that you're adding on or having to add on. Even the drink package, the Wi-Fi, everything just, it comes together. So I don't know if that happened on you, probably didn't, but
no, they had different packages. I mean, you know, they say free, but again, you pay a little bit more. But it's depends on what you want. For me, I don't do the drink package. I don't drink enough. The Wi-Fi, I generally get that. The Wi-Fi on the ship wasn't bad. A little spotty, but it wasn't bad. And you know, it felt like a full ship to me.
Oh yeah, there we go. Destination Fun. And I think the one last one that I kind of caught my eyes for summer of 2024. Not saying that I'm going to go here, but the Norwegian fjords. So I just went to a fjord. It was an Alaska fjord, but the Norwegian fjords. So we had talked about that too, Warmstrong, a couple episodes back.
Norway is definitely on my bucket list. Norway, still a Nile River cruise. Those are like bucket list. I don't have either one planned, but those are definitely the on the bucket list for me. Just looking at Views and Cues, which is they're YouTubers, and they went to Norway, and it looked amazing. It looked like Alaska on steroids. And I want to see that in person.
It says here the Norwegian fjords offer countless postcard-worthy views to capture and cherish. Stops in Hellesund, Geiranger, and Flam, Norway, and Norwegian fjord in Norway, off the MSC Eureka. So.
We got you. Hey, we might not pronounce the cities right, but you got what we're talking about. Norway.
MSC Eureka. Okay, interesting. No one actually says it.
But yeah, I mean, again, for me, that's what I'm starting to look at now, and it's hitting me more and more as I see so many group cruises coming out here. I want to experience different cruise lines, and I'm so glad that I went on this MSC cruise because it did open my eyes up as far as a different cruise line. But you know, I heard so many like kind of negative things about it, and well, different like Carnival. Oh, Carnival, you're going to be doing the wobble all the time. They played the wobble on MSC. They had a sail-away party.
I bet they did.
You know, I mean, again, I didn't see a lot of the negativity that I heard about like the sail-away party and things on MSC. I didn't see it. Could be I'm slowing down because they still had the parties. Now, maybe they didn't have a lot of times on Carnival, they'll have like a dance-off contest. They might not have had that, but they had the music playing, everybody on deck, and the DJ. And it was a chilly day cruising out of New York, and there were a ton of people on the deck partying at the Sellaway party.
I bet there was. I bet there was. I mean, MSC too. I mean, it's one of those cruise lines. I mean, that more and more people are kind of talking about because, uh, I mean, I don't know what you paid for it, but I do hear that it is kind of, cost effective for, especially for some of those first time cruisers too. MSC used to be, as you said, European, but now they're trying to get more and more Americans to kind of sail on their ships.
Well, right now they seem to have pretty good prices. I don't know. People may not know, but I'm a travel agent now, so I had a discounted this for me to go on this. I got a discounted rate.
Okay.
Not to talk about them in a positive way. I mean, it wasn't like, hey, here's a cruise. You're promoting our cruise. You're being paid. No, it wasn't like that. But they're trying to introduce like travel agents to their cruise line so we could talk about it to people. And the one thing that if I'm talking to you about it, I'll tell you my honest opinion.
Of course.
And you never have to worry about me. Oh, we'll go on this cruise because it was the greatest cruise. Wink, wink, as they give me a free cruise. I wouldn't do that to you guys. Ross made it in. Orange Cone Vlog. Welcome in, my friend.
How we doing, Ross?
Marjorie. Welcome in, Marjorie. Thanks for being here, fellow solo cruiser.
We're all solo cruisers.
Let me plug my laptop in real quick. So yeah, let me see. Get this. There we go.
So I mean, we are going to save the Q&A to the end, but Bill, I want to know about your experience on the MSC, since I think our second topic is tomorrow's with Bill. So my question to you.
Yeah, it's going to be kind of a comparison between MSC and Carnival. Which one did I like better? What did I like better? And like MSC, we're talking about MSC today. So the check-in process was pretty flawless. I didn't have any problem. The only problem that I had was I've been on Carnival for so long, and I know, 14 days in advance you can check in to get your earliest check-in times. MSC wasn't like that, so I waited. I got a later check-in time than I normally would have gotten on Carnival, but that was my fault, not doing my research. But once you got to the terminal, you went in. They check your documents. You got your group number. They had a ton of people, checking you in. I mean, it was a long line, but you constantly moved. They had plenty of help. I got in. I was in a later group. Mike Clock is the early riser, so he had an earlier group. So I snuck on. Shh, don't tell anybody. I snuck on with Mike Clock in an earlier group. I think I had group 20. He had group 12. So we got on pretty fast. And the ship itself was beautiful.
Okay.
And I don't think I took enough pictures of it, how beautiful it was. And it really is. It is my favorite ship as far as the looks. It is my favorite ship.
Now, that picking the boarding time, Bill, is that longer or shorter than what Carnival's is?
I believe it's longer. Again, I don't know when they could check in. I checked in about 16 days ahead of time, and people have been checking in probably for 30 days. So I think it might be 30 days. I still didn't figure it out yet because by then it was too late.
Okay. Longer check-in window. Interesting. I'll note that if I ever go on MSC. When I go on MSC.
And the answer is yes, Ross. So, together we travel. Will, he made it in. I was just talking about you earlier about your Greenland trip, and MSC goes there also. It wouldn't be bad going up there on MSC.
Summer 2024.
I'm booked out to like 2025 now.
How about the entertainment, Bill? I'm kind of interested about the entertainment.
And what people have to understand is it was different. The
Okay.
entertainment itself was not necessarily different, but how you have to sign up for it. It's like Royal. Again, I'm used to Carnival. Carnival, they have a Broadway production show in the theater. Doors open 30 minutes at a time. Get there, first come, first serve.
Yep.
Here you had to make reservations, and
Oh,
it was if you didn't make them in time, shows sold out. You can go wait there and see if there's no shows, and you can go in. But then they also had a smaller theater where they had more like a Cirque du Soleil show with the high flying acts and stuff like that.
okay.
You had to pay $18, and you got a free drink with that. But again, you have to go to the box office between certain hours, like 9 a.m. and 2 p.m., or call a number. So some of them you could book on your phone. Some of them you couldn't. It was a little confusing. First time there, they could have made it a simpler process.
Interesting. So you really had to kind of, if for entertainment purposes, kind of look at the schedule or look at what was going on and really make a decision if you wanted to do that night or a couple nights ahead so you can get a spot.
Yes, you got at least a few nights ahead would be the best way to do it. As soon as you can figure it out. Again, I'm last minute. I didn't get my hotel till like the day before, so I'm so last minute, and it's like, oh, booked, booked. But most of the time, you had no problem getting into a theater if you wanted to go because enough people didn't show up.
Okay.
They book them ahead of time. They don't show up. You get in there.
Okay. Did you go to any of the shows or did you not?
I went to a couple of the shows, and I went to the one that I had to pay for, Rock Circus.
Okay.
They're on par with Carnival.
Cool.
No complaints with the show. Were they better? No. It definitely wasn't, the Aqua show probably on Royal, but no, everything was on par. Eric B's in the house. Travel Adventures with Eric B. Welcome in, Eric. Appreciate you being here.
Hey, Eric B. No 80s party though, huh?
They had a white party. They had a silent party.
Oh.
I believe they had I don't know if it was called an 80s party, but it was an older party. They had all the parties. They partied. There was one. Those parties though were held like in a promenade, and you have to see the ship how the promenade is set up. So they were held there. They had parties.
I like it.
Ross is asking about the muster drill. The muster drill. People complain, and not Scott, by the way. Scott, I met Scott too. The muster drill, great guy. I met him. We had long conversations. We just talked.
I think that's why Ross said that, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, but the muster drill was simple. You didn't go in and have your card scanned. What happened was at 3:45, everybody had to go to their room and watch the safety briefing on the TV. So you had to go to your room, watch the safety briefing, dial a number, it registered your number, and then go to your muster station to get your card scanned. No life jackets. You didn't have to take your life jackets. They didn't show you how to put one on. It was all in the safety video. It was an easy process. I did have one lady. I spoke to one lady who complained and said it was the worst process she's ever been in. And I'm like, well, you haven't been selling long, have you? Because back in the day, it was a lot worse than this. But she complained because when we went down to have your card scanned, you had a ton of people down there, and it wasn't really obvious who you had to go to have your card scanned. And I could see kind of what she was talking about. I mean, I found the person with no problem, but I can kind of sort of see what they were talking about. But the process itself, it wasn't bad. I mean, I know people complained about it. It wasn't like the old school muster drill. This was almost as painless as it could be. Luckily for me, it was football was on that day, so I'm in my cabin watching football anyway. I flick over and turn to watch the video, and flipped back onto the football game, waiting for the announcement to go down and have my card scanned. So it was easy. Not a problem, Ross.
Very nice. At least it wasn't like the old one, like on Margarita.
No, but and that's what they were, people were saying. And it's like, no, this is nothing like any old mustard drill that I've ever been on or associated with.
Or Carnival. You know how to put on a life jacket? Here, give me a card. Bye. That's Carnival.
Well, again, I do believe in safety, and I do believe people should actually know how to do all that stuff. But yeah, Carnival's getting a little too lax. Cruise Nuts, welcome in. I appreciate you being here, my friend.
Hey, Cruise Nuts.
Must have just said on the morning show that he had no idea Brady was Scott's friend. I can see that because he comes on as Shady Brady sometime. I'm sorry, I didn't read it. Journeys with June and Brady. Mustard Joe said that on the morning show that he had no idea Brady was Scott's friend and my husband. I can see that.
Yes. Cruz aunt and uncle. Actually, Mike and Rihanna asked me that the other day. But Aunt June and Uncle Brady are my Cruz aunt and uncle. So we'll get into that one day.
Yeah. Ross, and how would you rate the food? I would not rate them very highly. Again, I'm still I don't want to sound like an expert because I've only done one cruise with them, and everybody has a bad day. But just the layout, and I'm going to talk more about this tomorrow. But the layout, to me, it needed work. It wasn't what I was used to, and I'm a creature of habit. So if I go on a cruise ship, let's say a Carnival, because that's what I'm used to, I know where everything is, kind of, sort of, basically. And this was set up a little bit differently. So I didn't lose any. I'll put it this way: I didn't lose any weight on the cruise.
So the desserts were good?
They were different. I mean, everything was okay.
Let's talk about the ports for a little while, because this one kind of caught me off guard when you told me that what your first port of call was. But let's talk about the ports of call that you went on the MSC Meraviglia. So you started out of New York City, correct?
New York.
New York. And you stayed the night before?
I did. It was cold and rainy, so I didn't do anything the night before. I stayed near the airport. If I had to do it all over again in New York, I would spend more money. My room at the airport was $220 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I would have spent $320 and stayed closer to the city, or at least around the subway line. So it would have made it easier to see New York.
Yes, very hard to see New York, especially by the airport, because it's actually very far away. So. And then so you didn't really experience New York too much because
not before the cruise, no.
But you got on, and then where was your first port of call after a sea day or two?
Believe it or not, it was Miami. And that I didn't understand it. I'm glad we went because we were able to meet McClock and myself. We were able to meet Destination Fun, Sherry and Danny in Miami. They were leaving out the next day on a celebrity summit. So we were able to meet. So that was great. We went down to Portside Market, whatever. Mm-hmm. Destination Fun knows the name of it. And we went down there, had lunch, had a couple of drinks, got on the Ferris. Well, some of us got on the Ferris wheel down there in Miami. And it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself.
That's awesome. I didn't know you guys got lunch and everything. That's great. So was it a regular 8-hour port day, or was it a shortened port day? Because
it was a long day. It was like 8 to 10. I mean, it was a long day in Miami. So you could sit there and enjoy the Miami nightlife a little bit if you wanted to. You had to be back on board 9:30 maybe.
Okay.
And I mean, again, a lot of people enjoyed it. A lot of people. And me too. I didn't think I was going to have that much fun because I wasn't even going to get off the ship. If it wasn't for Destination Fun, I wouldn't have got off the ship because I wanted just to walk around the ship. But when I met them, it's like, man, I want to stay out a little while and see more of Miami because normally when I go to Miami, I stay on South Beach, and creature of habit. I know where Wet Willie's is and Mangoes and all. I know where all these places are. That's where I go. Go down to the cigar shop, get a cigar, go to the South Beach, on park bench, smoke my cigar, have my drink. I do the same thing every time. Well, I got out my comfort zone and did other things, and it was a lot of fun. I recommend Lola's for. Well, I had mojitos. I recommend Lola's. Anyway, that's a different story. That's a long. Clock would get it.
So, and then we had our show, because then you came back. This was
I did.
Wednesday.
I had been drinking. Yes. Thank
We
you so
had our
much for reminding me.
which was good. So if you haven't seen it, then definitely go back and watch that on the replay. But did you go out and experience the nightlife like you were talking about, or no? You experienced it on the boat?
No, I was done.
That was-
But I wouldn't have done anything but go down to South Beach anyway.
That's right. That's right. Oh, and you were pretty tired too. I remember that.
It had been a long day.
That's right. So then after Miami, was there a sea day after that?
Well, it wasn't supposed to be. We were supposed to go to Grand Cayman, but because of weather, we were unable to dock. It was too windy, so we made it a sea day. So again, not MSC's fault. They had on plenty of stuff, plenty of activities on board. The trivias, they different shows. They had a couple on there teaching dance. Every day they had a different dance they were teaching everybody. No, I didn't go down there for people that are interested. So they had a ton of things to do. A great play area for kids. One thing, this was a Thanksgiving cruise. Lots of families, lots of families on the cruise. So I probably wouldn't go on that cruise if you don't like kids, if you don't like family. It was loud. I mean, it definitely was loud.
That's a good tip for cruising during the holidays, because I believe that's going to be true about almost any holiday that has kids out of school for the most part. And a longer cruise especially too. I know we've spoke about that on multiple shows too as well. Did you feel that, by the way, on the MSC, since you guys couldn't dock? Was it rocky, or you guys didn't feel it?
I didn't think it was that bad. Again, I mean, I really don't get seasick, so I didn't notice it. And I didn't notice anybody getting really seasick. But again, you had to take a water tender in, so it was too rough for the transfer. So that's why. So it wasn't necessarily the waves were that bad. Even though I cruising down the Atlantic coastline, that was some of the roughest water that I've seen. Even though the ship handled it well, but looking out the window and looking at the white caps, it was some of the roughest water. And again, I did a couple of Trans-Pacific cruises. It was rough. It was rough, but the ship handled it well.
Okay. And have you ever been to Grand Cayman before, or was this going to be your first time?
No, I've been there before.
Okay.
I almost drowned in Grand Cayman. 7 Mile Beach. I just bad memories from 7 Mile Beach, but I had a great time down there.
Good memories from 7 Mile. I love 7 Mile Beach. I wonder if anyway, Clock, you can let me know in the chat too as well if you have ever been to Grand Cayman, or that was going to be your first time. But I love it's probably on my top 3 port stops is Grand Cayman. I don't know.
I mean, it's very nice. Again, I love the Caribbean, and it's only been a few ports where it's like, I don't care to go back. Grand Cayman was a great port to be in.
Everything is good. The food is good. The people are good. The drinks are good. The beaches are good. Like, the vibes are good. I love Grand Cayman. I could talk about it. It's like,
it made me want to book a cruise. Oh, by the way, I booked another cruise yesterday.
Where are we going now?
You have to tune in tomorrow to find out which cruise.
Oh, you see what he did?
How's that? I'm not giving out all the good news here. You have to come to Banter with Bill tomorrow. But I'll probably have two cruises to announce tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Maybe one of them will be a group cruise. Wink, wink. Okay, so we did not go to Grand Cayman because of the weather. And then we had another sea day after that.
No, I believe the next day was Ocean Key, MSC's
Oh,
Marine Reserve,
yep. Okay. Private
which
island. Did
is
you get off?
I did again. People knocked me. That was Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
Thanksgiving Day, 12:30 p.m. every Thanksgiving. I'm in front of a television watching the Detroit Lions play football. So 12:30. Well, let me back up. Before then, um, no, I'm right. 12:30 Lions football. Watch the game. 4 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go off the ship or whatever to go see the island. I believe I believe if I've got my days right, I believe that's what happened. And I love the little island. I mean, the sand was like sugary soft. I mean, it was some of the best sand I've ever seen on a beach. Um, Lots of land, you might have had to walk a little bit. They had carts that would drop you off certain places if you want to, but you walk around. Because I got off so late, the muster drill had a cabana that I didn't get to see, but I'm sure it was nice, and I'm sure he's talked about it or he will be doing a video on it. So, but I mean, I loved it, and they had a lighthouse on there, which I did not go up. I'm not going to say if anybody did or not because somebody, if they did, they might be doing a video or they might be talking about it on their show. So I don't know what they might have done.
Well, if it's a vlog from Scott, we'll see it in like 2062. I think.
Well, I'm not saying who it was. Quick point while we're here. If anybody in here has not signed up for Controversial Cruising, has not subscribed to his channel, make sure you go over there and subscribe to his channel. We're on a push to get him to 500. So make sure you go over there. Make sure you like the show if you don't mind, and hit the like button on my channel. Also, it's supposed to help with the algorithm. Also, at the top of the chat, I was nominated for Best Solo Cruise Channel by Meet and I. They do an annual award show. The final voting is December 2nd, and I think the award show is going to be live on YouTube January 7th, 6th or 7th, I think. Yeah. So if you haven't already voted, please go vote for me. Best Solo Cruiser. Thank you. I'm up against some good competition. Sig, she's a solo cruiser, and I love Cruising Royal, and there's a couple of others there. So, but yeah, I know I'm your favorite. So come on, go over there and vote for me. I really appreciate it. And make sure you go to Scott's channel, and even if you have subscribed to him, check to make sure that you're still subscribed.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate that. I have some cool vlogs coming out too from my last embarkation on the Carnival Valor. So those are dripping out slowly, day by day, little by little.
Yeah. I'm gonna run down the chat real quick. Cruising with Keith, welcome in.
Yeah.
Destination Fun Bill is the same in real life as he is on YouTube. You got drunk Bill. Now I had a couple of drinks and then I had another drink. Sherry is the only one that drank with me, by the way. Danny and Clock and his son did not drink. His son wasn't old enough, so I let him get a pass. The other two, nope, no pass. Okay, they got a pass too. Embarkation Nation, welcome in.
Hello, Embarkation Nation, Jennifer, Andrew.
Oh, thank you, Mike. See, I'm behind in the chat. We didn't miss a port. That was the glory. My bad. I got my cruises on. Thank you, Mike. And that's what it wasn't making sense, but we didn't miss a port.
Oh boy.
So retract all that as far as Grand Cayman. That was the glory where we missed a port. And the reason I'm talking about it because I'm working on my Booze Cruise vlogs now, and I just skipped over Grand Cayman, and that's what I was. My bad, people. Okay, I'm old. Okay, give me a pass. Mayhem and Miracles, welcome in, my friends.
Mayhem and Miracles.
So Miami, Ocean Key, and then Nassau. We made all
yes. Okay. I was like,
there
had to be another one. There had to be.
And then we had the two. We had four sea days.
Okay. So I have actually never been to Ocean Cay. I don't believe. Was there shopping in the area, or is it literally just beach?
They had little booths. It's a private island, so it's not like a ton of things to buy. So it's just a private island, and they had food trucks around the different parts, which kind of they kind of had like the same food. Nothing to write home about. The unique thing about that island was we didn't leave until 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. So they actually had a midnight party on the beach. And I thought that was really neat. It was, not a midnight party, a night party on the beach. And it probably lasted to about 8:30 or 9, and it's dark. And they have a lighthouse there that they lit up for a show on the beach. So it was very unique, very interesting.
I heard your drink package too. If you get the drink package, it works on the island or no?
I don't have the drink package, so I don't know.
I heard. I think so though. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard that since it's their private island. I know Carnival wouldn't, but I believe on MSC or it may be Royals too. It may be the Perfect Day at Coco Cay
that. Oh, hold on. Warmy! Hey, Tay. Welcome in. Tay Eats.
Tay Eats.
Thanks for coming in, Tay. Yeah, I get my days. Mike, come on now. I'm old. I'm old. Forgive me.
Ocean Cay on Thanksgiving. Okay.
Oh, Destination Fun wants me to remind everybody, and thanks to the muster drill, it wasn't a problem. Let me go through the chat real quick. I'm gonna come back to that point. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. Embarkation to 500. Yep. Voted for you. Thanks, Tay. I appreciate you voting for me. Shared out. Orange Cone said he shared us out. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Ross.
Embarkation Nation, we need to pick up Bill Rance. I'm messing up here. M&T Living, welcome in. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, M&T.
Yeah, all my crew. And again, I'm getting ready for the Jubilee. I don't even know what porch I'm going to. And yes, it's a rookie mistake. I'm so glad what's the name wasn't in here to call out my rookie mistake.
Hey, we're going on the same cruise again, a month apart, Bill.
Sweet. We can talk about it and see, compare notes. My Wild Home, welcome in. Thanks for being in here. Will G, thank you for being here.
Will G.
And I'm down to the bottom. For those of you that have cruised Carnival, and I'm not sure about Royal, give me 1 second.
Royal.
There was a problem. MSC, the internet. If you signed up on an internet program or an internet plan on your phone, you had to use your phone for that plan. You couldn't sign out and then sign on your laptop.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Okay. Good.
Thank you to the muster drill. He gave me a workaround, which I was trying to figure it out myself, but there is a way to tether your phone to your laptop. You're going to have them by each other, but you can tether them together where you can get around that issue. But that was a no bueno for me as far as not being able to switch back and forth because matter of fact, when we did our live, I had to have my phone and my laptop together so I could do the live together.
Yeah.
I didn't have to. I could have did it on my phone, but I wouldn't be able to see anything.
Yeah, and on Carnival you can switch back and forth. You can even do it between roommates. I know Brady and myself were.
Yeah. I mean, like that with family, or whatever, like my son, or whatever. Hey, you know my date of birth, and you go knock yourself out. You would knock the other person off,
Yep.
but you're only paying for one. But here, my phone would have been my phone, and you had to use my phone.
Wow. Yeah,
Destination Fun says, rolling celebrity, you can switch back and forth.
okay.
So I mean that was something different. That was a tough one.
Definitely makes it different, especially if you're paying for it. I mean, what's the difference? I mean, I don't bring my laptop on the ships anymore, but that's that's a little rough.
I normally bring my laptop on and I download everything to it. And if I have time, I didn't do it this time, but I download all the my files that I've or videos that I've taken and put them in the right files to try to keep track of them. Scott, are you giving any serious thought to cruising on the Radiance out of Long Beach, January 8th, 2024?
I think every thought that I give about a cruise is somewhat serious, Randy. If I'll be able to swing it, that's another question. Uh, but we're checking into it, that's for sure. But I know that the window is slowly dwindling here since we're coming up almost on January. I am taking another cruise in January. At the end of January, I'll be on the Jubilee that Bill will be on the 27th. So, yeah.
That should be a good one.
But serious thought, always serious thought, always. Especially if somebody that I know is cruising, always serious.
And I know we're running out of time, but Nassau, our final stop was Nassau.
Okay.
And this is the first time I've been there since they've done the new port. I love what they did to the port of Nassau. And I just got off just for that reason. I will say this: there were only two ships at the time when I got off to go there. There were only two ships there, and it was easy, not crowded. Nobody harassed me. I really enjoyed that port.
That's nice. They added a lot of shopping and a lot of like little
A lot of little shops.
right?
They had a couple of bars. I mean, this is inside the port area. The
Yes.
bars and shops and drink places and souvenir shops. They had a theater there. It looks like they probably could have amphitheater where they could have had shows. There wasn't a show going on at the time, but they really did a nice job. And then you could, instead of walking out the gate through that one focus point where everybody was standing there, harassing you, they had like different points, and nobody was there, and it was just such a smooth transition to walk out onto that main street where Senior Frogs is on, and I really enjoyed it.
I can't wait to go and see. They were only building it in March when I was there, or they were starting to build it, and I know that was like a multi-million-dollar renovation that they had put into that whole port area. So, well, sort of excited to go.
I really enjoyed it.
So I know it's not good.
Traveling Fools, welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. So, a couple of days coming back again. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't take a jacket with me, so I get back to New York, and I don't know. It's 38 degrees, and I have a hoodie and a long sleeve sweatshirt on.
Whew.
But I did manage, and again, I'm talking more about this tomorrow. I booked a excursion afterwards to take a tour of New York and drop me off at the airport. And it made me want to go back to New York and spend some time on Memorial, Times Square. I didn't spend enough time there. We stopped at Macy's. I was able to go to Macy's and look at their storefront and go in the store for a little bit. Went by Rockefeller Center, so I saw the tree. It wasn't decorated yet, but it was a whirlwind tour, but I enjoyed it. And if you're looking, it was $110 or something like that. An Uber ride from the port to the airport would have been $70 or $80 probably. So for a few more dollars, you got to see a little bit of New York, and I really enjoyed it.
That's great, since you didn't get to when you landed. It was cold and rainy, so
Yeah.
that was nice.
And let me go up to the poll real quick.
Oh, the
Let's see.
poll
Let's see what we have. I'm going to end the poll.
and that poll. Let's see who has cruised MSC.
Let's see. Have you sailed on MSC before? No, but I want to. That was 70%. And yes, I have and loved it. 14%. I'm curious. 14%. And yes, once was enough. 0%. And we had 27 votes. 27 votes. I definitely would give MSC a try. I haven't been on one of the older ships. That's going to be my next goal, is to go on one of the older ships. MSC definitely got definitely got a thumbs up to try again. Now, I wasn't crazy about it. Again, I'm going to talk more about that tomorrow. But again, the ship itself was the prettiest ship I've ever seen, or I'm sorry, that I've ever been on. So I would love to see one of their older ships, to see how they do things on those. But I definitely, if you haven't been on MSC, I would definitely try it.
Bold statement. Prettiest ship that he's ever been on. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it did. It outdid Carnival Celebration and Mardi Gras. I think it outdid those. They're nice ships. I love Carnival. I'm crazy for Carnival, but I thought the MSC ship was a beautiful ship. The staff was friendly. I mean, there are just a couple of issues that I would have, and we're going to talk about them tomorrow. We're going to compare the Jubilee. I'm not sorry, the Carnival Celebration versus the Meraviglia, and what I would do different on MSC. I got my they sent me my review, my survey for MSC. So I'm gonna go over that and they'll tell you what I put down for those questions that they had for me.
So we just have to tune in tomorrow for Banter with Bill then.
Tune in tomorrow. Banter with Bill, announcing 2 cruises. Well, one I've already announced, but it should be official tomorrow. And then there's one that was a surprise. And it just popped up. Matter of fact, I just booked it yesterday.
Oh.
And as Betty says, thumbs up, thumbs up. Make sure you put the thumbs up.
Share us out.
Share us out if you can. We appreciate you so much.
We do.
You got anything coming up, Scott?
What do I have coming up? So tomorrow, I think we are resuming our Thirsty Thursday trivia with Golden Girls trivia. I believe it is our regular time, 4 o'clock PST and 7 o'clock EST. However, we might have moved it up an hour, but I will check. But I believe it is 4 o'clock PST and 7 o'clock EST. Otherwise, just look at that thumbnail. We'll be giving away some cool prizes tomorrow, and we'll be talking Golden Girls trivia.
Well, I think, and you guys might want to check your times. Make sure you got your times right.
Yes.
Because you guys in Arizona didn't switch a couple of weeks ago. You didn't switch your time, so yep. I think you might be closer than what you used to be.
It's still messing me up too, even though we don't move our clocks. It's still messing me up.
Well, that's like right now we're still going on the same time you normally go on. It was 4 o'clock your time, but because we jumped up an hour, now it's 6 o'clock my time instead of 7. So just make sure you check with them. Tomorrow I have Banter with Bill. Make sure you want to find out about how I rate these 2 ships together, Carnival MSC. Celebration versus the Meraviglia. And also, right after the show, I am going to be doing a premiere. Don't ask me what the premiere. No, it's Jamaica. I went Booze Cruise Jamaica. So tomorrow, premiere right after the show.
It looks like we're after your show too, Bill. I believe embarkation.
Yeah, and again, because of the time change, I didn't know that. Normally, you guys are an hour behind me, but it sounds like you guys might be going at the same time. So I'll have my premiere, and you guys will be going live. So there's going to be a little overlaps there, but it shouldn't be too bad. My video is probably about 10 to 15 minutes, probably. Again, I don't even know which one it is now. So, but anyway, it shouldn't be too long. And I'll send everybody over your way, or well, they would have left already and went with you already. So we'll figure it out tomorrow.
It's the same time, 4 o'clock and 6. So it just moves for them. It doesn't move for me. So it's the same time.
No, but it moves for them, but it moves for me too. So I get off at 6, and your show will be starting at 6, my time. Instead of 7. Normally it would be 7. Don't worry about it, Scott. We'll talk about it after the show. We'll talk about it.
Still getting confusing.
Destination Fun, if you're still in here, or Mike Clock, they're going to be going live, I believe, this weekend with some new channels under 1,000 subscribers, trying to get their 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 watch hours, introducing us new channels. So make sure you check them out. I am Betty J Gathers. She goes, she has a premiere 9:30 a.m. Saturday, and she goes live Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m. with her lives.
Correct.
Traveling Checks, they go live Saturday night with Embarkation Nation at 10 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. I know I'm missing other people. I'm sorry, but next time I'll try to get better. I'll do my homework.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Traveling Fools has their trivia on Saturday night.
Traveling Fools. What time? What time?
Sometime in the night on Sunday.
Okay. Yep. There you go. You're going to be live at 6 p.m. And I'll be doing the premiere at the same time. So we'll figure it out next week. We'll save the back in the day with Bill W. To another day, I guess.
Yeah. Because my phone died too, so I don't even know what it is.
Ross says his live stream will return in January, so not too long from now. Not too long. Well, I think that's about it. So, Scott, final words. Goodbye to everybody.
Yeah, pretty much. And Clock, I will join you one of these Saturdays. You let me know. I'll try to get myself out of work early that day and definitely join the show for sure. Would love that.
And for me, make sure you go to the top of the chat. The Meet and I Awards is posted up there. So if you haven't voted, make sure you click on that link to vote for me. If you don't mind, I appreciate it. And also tomorrow, Banter with Bill. I appreciate you stopping by tomorrow. So we can kind of continue this conversation a little bit. But with that, I am going to get ready to close this out. And as I always try to say, make sure you stay strong and embrace the journey. And guess what, people? We are out of here.